invisible future. Season 2, Episode 1. When AI starts thinking together, or the next intelligence revolution has already begun. A city before sunrise. Thousands of windows remain dark. Traffic lights blink for no one. Hospitals are quiet. Factories wait. Airports sleep. For one brief moment. The world feels perfectly still. Then, without a single announcement, everything begins. Not with people, with machines. Across the planet, millions of intelligent systems wake almost simultaneously. Tiny AI agents negotiate delivery routes before the first truck leaves a warehouse. Hospital software quietly reorganizes operating rooms after an overnight emergency. Satellites compare fresh weather data with years of climate records, warning farmers that a field may need irrigation before sunrise. Inside a research laboratory, an AI model reviews thousands of newly published scientific papers, identifying a connection no human has noticed yet. None of these systems know each other, yet together, they are already shaping the day ahead, not by replacing people, but by preparing a world where people can make better decisions. What makes this moment extraordinary is not that artificial intelligence has become smarter. It is that intelligence is beginning to cooperate. For decades, computers solved isolated problems. Now they are starting to solve them together. One AI plans, another predicts, a third verifies, a fourth questions the result, and sometimes, their combined answer arrives before a human even asks the question. This isn't science fiction. Multi-agent AI systems are already helping companies optimize supply chains, accelerating biomedical research, improving disaster response, coordinating fleets of autonomous robots, and assisting engineers in designing products that once took months to develop. But this is only the beginning, because the next technological revolution may not be defined by a more powerful machine. It may be defined by millions of intelligent systems learning to think together. And if that happens, the greatest invention of the AI era will not be intelligence. It will be collaboration. The first generation of artificial intelligence answered questions. The second learned to generate ideas. But the next generation is learning something entirely different. Cooperation. Imagine an orchestra with no conductor. Hundreds of musicians. Thousands of notes. Perfect timing. Perfect harmony. Not because one instrument became smarter, but because every instrument learned to listen. That is exactly what is beginning to happen in artificial intelligence. Around the world, companies are moving beyond a single chatbot or a single AI assistant. Instead, they are building teams of specialized AI agents. One agent researches, another plans, a third writes code, a fourth checks for errors, a fifth evaluates risks, a sixth explains the results in plain language. Each performs only one task exceptionally well. Together, they solve problems that no single AI system could handle efficiently on its own. This is already changing how businesses operate. A manufacturing company can deploy cooperating AI agents that monitor suppliers, predict delays before they happen, reorder components automatically, optimize factory schedules, and even calculate the environmental impact of every decision, all before the first employee finishes their morning coffee. In architecture, AI agents can work simultaneously on structural engineering, energy efficiency, construction costs, building regulations, and environmental analysis. Instead of replacing architects, they allow architects to spend more time designing and less time searching through thousands of technical documents. Medicine is entering the same transformation. Hospitals are beginning to test systems where different AI agents specialize in medical imaging, laboratory analysis, treatment guidelines, medication interactions, and patient history. Each contributes one piece of evidence. The physician still makes the diagnosis, but the physician no longer begins with an empty page. And perhaps the most surprising part is that these systems are becoming remarkably good at asking questions, not because they understand curiosity, but because one AI can challenge another. One model proposes an answer, another searches for weaknesses, a third checks the evidence, a fourth asks, what if we're wrong? For centuries, progress depended on brilliant individuals. The next wave of innovation may depend on something far more powerful, not smarter minds, but smarter collaboration. And if intelligence itself can learn to work as a team, what becomes possible next? Most of history, humanity has faced a simple limitation. No matter how intelligent we become, there are only so many variables the human brain can hold at once. A doctor may understand thousands of diseases. An engineer may master thousands of design rules. A climate scientist may analyze decades of environmental data. But today's world produces information faster than any individual or even any team can absorb. That is where cooperative intelligence begins to change the rules. Imagine a digital twin of an entire hospital. Every operating room, every intensive care bed, every ambulance, every ventilator, every blood bank. Now imagine dozens of AI agents constantly simulating thousands of possible futures. What happens if a highway accident suddenly sends 50 patients to the emergency department? Which surgeries can safely be delayed? Which operating room should be prepared first? Where should critical equipment be moved before anyone asks for it? The goal is not to replace doctors. The goal is to remove chaos before it begins. The same idea is transforming manufacturing. Factories are creating digital twins of entire production lines. Every machine, conveyor belt, robotic arm, and energy system exists both in the physical world and inside a living digital simulation. Engineers can test tomorrow's production schedule today. Maintenance teams can repair equipment before it fails. Entire factories can experiment with new designs without stopping a single machine. Even space exploration is entering this new era. Modern satellites already use onboard artificial intelligence to prioritize observations, filter enormous volumes of imagery, and identify events such as wildfires, floods, or volcanic activity far faster than manual review alone. Future lunar and Martian missions are expected to rely on cooperating autonomous systems that can distribute scientific tasks, manage limited energy resources, and continue operating even when communication with Earth is delayed by many minutes. Perhaps the most surprising frontier lies beneath the surface: quantum computing. Today's quantum processors are still early and highly specialized. They are not replacing conventional computers. But researchers are already exploring how quantum algorithms and AI might complement one another in fields such as molecular simulation, advanced materials, and optimization problems that are extraordinarily difficult for classical systems alone. If that partnership succeeds, entire industries may begin solving problems that, until now, have simply been too complex to explore. The future may not belong to one extraordinary machine. It may belong to many different intelligences, each contributing one piece to a solution no single mind could ever create alone. There is a quiet misconception about artificial intelligence. Many people imagine a future where machines make every important decision for us. But the most advanced AI systems being built today are moving in a different direction, not toward replacing human judgment, but toward strengthening it. Imagine a surgeon preparing for a complex operation. One AI analyzes the patient's medical images. Another compares millions of anonymized clinical cases. A third checks for possible drug interactions. A fourth simulates several surgical approaches, estimating potential risks and recovery outcomes. Each system contributes its own expertise. Yet none of them performs the surgery. None of them speaks to the patient's family. None of them carries responsibility. That responsibility still belongs to a human being. The same pattern is emerging across industries. In finance, AI agents can identify unusual market behavior in seconds, but experienced professionals decide how to respond. In engineering, AI can generate thousands of possible product designs overnight, but designers choose which one best reflects safety, beauty, and purpose. In agriculture, intelligent systems combine satellite imagery, weather forecasts, soil sensors, and crop models to recommend the best time to irrigate or harvest. But farmers still make the final call, drawing on experience that no database can fully capture. Perhaps that is the most important lesson of this technological revolution. Intelligence alone has never guaranteed wisdom. Information has never guaranteed understanding. Speed has never guaranteed good judgment. As AI becomes faster, more connected, and more capable, uniquely human qualities become even more valuable. Curiosity, empathy, responsibility, creativity, the courage to question and answer that appears perfectly logical. Because every intelligent system, no matter how advanced, is ultimately shaped by one simple question. What should we optimize? Productivity? Efficiency? Profit? Safety? Fairness? Compassion? No algorithm can answer that question on its own. Only people can decide what truly matters. And perhaps that is where the future quietly changes direction. Not when machines become more human, but when humans become more intentional about how they choose to use intelligent machines. Night falls. Across the planet, billions of invisible calculations continue. AI agents negotiate supply chains. Robots coordinate with factories. Satellites exchange information with weather models. Hospitals prepare tomorrow's operating rooms. Scientific discoveries move quietly from one laboratory to another. The machines never sleep. But neither does human curiosity, because every great technological leap has always begun with the same question. What if there is a better way? Today, intelligent systems are learning to cooperate. Tomorrow, they may help us cure diseases once thought impossible, design cleaner cities, protect forests before they burn, explore worlds beyond our own. Not because machines have dreams, but because people do. Perhaps the future will not be defined by artificial intelligence, nor by quantum computers, nor by autonomous robots. Perhaps it will be defined by something much older: our ability to work together. The greatest civilizations in history were never built by the smartest individual. They were built by millions of people choosing to cooperate. Now, for the first time, our technologies are beginning to learn the same lesson. The question is no longer whether intelligent machines can work together. They already can. The real question is whether humanity will be wise enough to work together with them. Because the future has never belonged to those with the most powerful tools. It has always belonged to those who knew how to use them. The future is not created by intelligence alone. It is created by collaboration. Every generation invents a new tool, but only a few inventions change the way humanity imagines itself. The invisible future. Next episode, The Creative Machine, coming soon. Like and subscribe, please.